Cece and I got to spend 2 weeks in the amazing country of Turkey this winter. We spent 5 or 6 days in the Cappadocia region in central Turkey, which has an amazing landscape of fairy chimneys, rock formations, cave dwellings, and ancient underground cities. Just after New Year's was the perfect time to visit, as prices were low and we got to explore countless places in the region without many crowds. The most famous activity in Cappadocia is the hot air balloons. After visiting several tourist offices, we were able to get a price about 1/3 the normal high season price of $200, so we had to go for it. It is about 20 minutes before sunrise here. All the hot air balloons are starting to fill up and some are starting to take off into the cold morning air here right outside of Goreme.
Landing is very important for you. Everyone turn this side and sit down. This position, landing position, very easy.
It was a much smoother ride than we anticipated, and not quite as cold as we thought it was going to be, as the balloon glides with the wind so you don't really feel the wind. It was an absolutely beautiful morning, and to see the sky filled with almost 200 hot air balloons was incredible. The basket holds over 20 people, and we had the section next to the driver of the hot air balloon who lifted us up to 1,000 meters or over 3,000 feet above the landscape. The journey was about an hour, and we can say that it was 100% worth it. I can't describe how beautiful it was up in the sky. As we came down in the balloon, the driver radioed to the truck on the ground, which weaved its way through the dirt, roads, and fields to meet us where we landed, nearly 5 miles away from the takeoff spot. The crew pulled out cherry juice and champagne to celebrate, along with giving each hot air balloon participant an official certificate.
Everybody's here?
Yeah.
Yeah, good job. 3, 2, 1, let's go!
Turkish food is world famous, and probably the most interesting dish to try in Turkey is the testi kebab. Testi appropriately means jug in Turkish. This is fun. This is one of the most famous meals you can get in all of Turkey, the testi kebab, which they cook in this giant clay pot back there, and then they break it out on your table as it comes out with flames around it on the plate. So that was fun. Cece got to break the clay pot. Thank you. Let's try it out. Should be delicious.
The testi kebab is really good. It's just this beef stew that's been marinating in there, and it is delicious.
After that yummy lunch, we headed to Avanos, a neighboring village in Goreme, which is known for its pottery. For just under $4 a person, we were able to get a 15-minute class each on how to make pottery and sculpt 2 of our own items to take home with us. We were able to create a vase and a large cup that actually managed to arrive safely home in our carry-on backpacks a week later.
Better than I thought, with a lot of help.
A lot of help, but it was good. It was a really fun and different experience than the others we had in Turkey, and the potter man was so sweet with us. In the evening, we attended a whirling dervish ceremony at Saruhan Kervansaray, which was built in 1249 on an important stop on the Silk Road. This whirling or spinning is a form of active meditation among certain Sufi groups of the Mevlevi order. The performance itself was absolutely beautiful and moving. If you would have asked me if I would have liked to see middle-aged men in dresses twirling, I probably would have said no, but this was something so special. The spiritual aspect of it and the ambience was breathtaking, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. Enjoying our free cinnamon tea here after the whirling dervish ceremony. Cece and I love to hike, so with nearly a week in the region, we were definitely going to do our best to explore the local lunar landscapes, which dominate the Cappadocia area. We are at Selime Cathedral. Early morning, it's about 35 degrees, and we're the first ones here. It's one of the largest, most extensive, and well-preserved monasteries in Cappadocia. It was easily one of the coolest things we saw on our trip in Turkey. All of the rooms are carved out of the rock, and it is connected through a network of caves. It was incredibly beautiful and wonderful to have the whole place to ourselves. It's so cool.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's like a giant labyrinth.
Yeah, I'm lost.
Ah, this place is just so extensive. It's huge. You can just imagine all these people living up here in these little cave dwellings that are just one after another after another. This place is just incredible here. It's a multi-level Byzantine settlement built in the 900s, and I have no idea how they could build something like this. This is just amazing.
Continuing up through Cappadocia, we took a walk through the Derinkuyu Underground City. There were miles and multiple levels of tunnels that used to be used to house various people and groups fleeing persecution, such as Muslims and Christians at different times. This multi-level underground city sheltered up to 20,000 people back in the day. Derinkuyu is a 15-minute drive from Kaimakli Underground City, where our museum pass came in handy once again. Both of these underground cities used to be connected by another 5 miles of tunnels back in the day.
Thank you. We have finally found a good and reasonably priced cave hotel. You have to splurge a little bit when you come to Cappadocia, so this one's maybe about $45 for the night, but great view, free breakfast included. Beautiful spot for the night here, one of the coolest places in Turkey.
The Zelve Open Air Museum is a popular first stop, as it is right next to town. Even though we went first thing in the morning after breakfast, it is still one of the most crowded spots we visited. We enjoyed it, but it was a bit overcrowded for our taste. Next we headed to the Red Valley, which was much more our style, with open sprawling trails and practically no one there. The trails weaved around the spectacular landscape and went in and out of the valleys. There were even ladder sections which led us up and over the rock formations. It felt a bit like southern Utah's Bryce National Park. Cece and I enjoyed hiking several miles through the beautiful tourist-less terrain, and we even got over to a lookout looking down on the neighboring Rose Valley.
I'm sure in the summertime these places have a lot of people, but it's really quiet in the winter. Whew. Whew, nice views. Queen of the world. We are at Patagonia Museum checking out some of the fairy chimneys.
The Patagonia Open Air Museum has some tough and basalt rock formations.
Oh, scramble mode.
Slippery.
It was rather a small park that only takes about 20 minutes or so to explore.
Here we are in the Zelve Open Air Museum.
One of our favorite spots we saw near Goreme was the Zelve Open Air Museum, and it blew the Goreme Open Air Museum out of the water. It was much bigger with less restrictions and it has a lot of variety. We really enjoyed popping in and out of the cave dwellings and churches, especially when there were stairs and tunnels we could explore. I think the Goreme Museum gets more hype and reviews because of its proximity to town, but Zelve was significantly better and only 15 minutes or so away.
This one's way better. It's huge. You can wander a little bit more everywhere. They have some stuff blocked off, but you can wander the hills, which is a lot more fun.
It was easily one of our favorite places in the region. Deverant Valley is just up the road, so we pulled over to check out more of the fairy chimneys. Free parking and no entrance fee made it an extra nice stop. We hiked up the ridge, past many of the people, and took in the incredible scenery. It was fun to be looking down on the cars and people down below making their way through the scenic valley. Pigeon Valley is another nice little place to stop at. This picturesque valley close to Uchisar town is named after the numerous pigeon homes that have been cut into the soft tufa since ancient times.
We have just dropped down below a couple of the lookout points here into Pigeon Valley. It's fun to get down inside the valley and get a little bit different perspective.
Pigeons Valley's trails can easily be combined with other valleys in the area to make for a longer day of full hiking around Goreme. We came back a couple days later when the sun came out and hiked from Goreme down towards Uchisar to see more of these beautiful trails.
There's just a whole network of trails out here that are going in and out all over the place, and we're on the north side of Pigeon Valley. Lunch out right next to Red Valley. 25-cent loaf of bread, some cheese, a little bit of chicken. It's the way to go. This afternoon we've driven out to the side of the highway here and are hiking back up towards Rose and Red Valley should be pretty out here.
We always enjoy places that don't charge you an entry fee, and Rose Valley definitely checks that box. Love Valley is a great hiking spot just 5 minutes away from Guereme. We enjoyed weaving our way through the unusual landscape with hardly anyone around.
We are here hiking in Love Valley, which you don't have to pay for to park or to enter, which is kind of nice. Big, huge open area with all these fairy chimneys all over the place. Oh, hi.
Oh, welcome to my home.
We're here in the neighboring village of Cavusin at St. John the Baptist Chapel.
Outside of Guereme, there are also great options to visit, which have much fewer visitors.
We've driven about an hour and 15 minutes outside of Guereme. We are here at the Gumusler Monastery.
The Gumusler Monastery and the underground settlement were built in the 10th century away from major settlements. The monastery is carved out of a large stretch of rock and is one of the best preserved and largest of its kind in the Cappadocia region.
We are here in Soganli Valley exploring some of these old homes carved right out of the rock.
We really enjoyed seeing the Soganli Valley. This valley contains several rock-cut churches and other rock-cut buildings carved from the soft, tough stone of the Cappadocian landscape. The valley was inhabited by Byzantine monks from the 9th to 13th centuries. They are responsible for around 100 churches that have been found in the valley and connected rock-cut houses, most of which are now buried, ruined, or used as stables. The Ortahisar Castle sits 300 feet above the town of Ortahisar.
It is a windy, cold afternoon
And gives towering views of the area southeast of Guereme. We even stayed for a couple nights in town, and for $20 a night we found a place that looks straight out at the splendid castle.
Nice views here for about $20 a night. Looking straight out at the castle. So with this meal we have two kinds of pizza, if you want to call it. We have the standard looking pizza here and the pide, or the Turkish flatbread over on this side, and they're both delicious.
After 5 days in Cappadocia, we had 1 day left before having to head back home to California. Our flight would be leaving from the major city of Kayseri, heading to Istanbul, and then from Istanbul to San Francisco.
Last morning with a beautiful sunrise here in Guereme. This is certainly a town with a landscape unlike anywhere else I've seen in the entire world.
We had just enough time to visit Mount Ergis, which is the tallest mountain in this part of central Turkey, and at nearly 4,000 meters or 12,851 feet high, it provides a great place to see the region in all seasons of the year. Although the region hadn't received much snow yet this year, it was still fun to get 7 gondola rides for $9 US and to get out with the local Turkish people on the slopes.
This is fun. Not every day that you could go snowboarding in Turkey. Not that many runs open, but still fun to be out here with all the people. Right outside of Kayseri, you got the local people here dancing because they're happy to be out in the snow. Not that many countries where you're going to hear the call to prayer and be at a ski resort at the same time.
Cappadocia is a world-famous region that is a true highlight to visit in Turkey. The lunar landscapes dotted with fairy chimneys, cave dwellings, along with a variety of activities such as hiking, hot air balloons, whirling dervish shows, pottery, and trying some of the fantastic food, make central Turkey a must-visit destination for any traveler.